Hey there, everybody. Happy Star Trek Tuesday. It is finally your favorite day of the week. Kind of like, what was his name? Captain Harriman in Star Trek Generations. Was it Harriman? Harriman?
Yeah.
Everybody knows him as Cameron, of course. Of course, it's Cameron. I feel like total and complete Ferris. Okay. Tuesday is the point. Star Trek Tuesday. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the main viewer by Virtual TrekCon. We are live. That's why the jokes don't land. That's the only reason. And there is so much to talk about today. Can you believe it? I can't believe it myself. Star Trek, nothing after Star Trek. It was just Star Trek.
I can't believe it.
Somehow is 15 years old. Star Trek is 15 years old. We call it like the 2009 movie or the reboot or the Kelvin universe or whatever. But this one, the Pine verse, 15 years. We're going to go back and we're going to talk all about it. It'll be nice to reminisce and look back. Oh, my brother's calling me.
Bring them on.
It will be nice to reminisce with your brother.
We have a call-in to talk about when he saw it.
Amazing.
I answered like right when it was too late. Oh, well. All right. The point is 2009, 15 years already. Also, somebody's doing some sleuth work and was saying retroactively, of course, hindsight is 2020, as the French say. Right now it's 2024. But they're saying that the Breen wasn't such a huge surprise in the new Discovery season. If you did your homework and you started studying Locke's outfit, you could have kind of maybe guessed that he was Breen. I don't know. Anne-Marie's on that case. She'll make a good point. We'll see if that works out because I'm not too sure. Also, what else? Oh, the Met Gala. I'm sure interested in knowing how the Met Gala is relevant to any of this because I don't. All I know is every time I see those outfits, they make me laugh. I don't know.
That's legit.
Totally.
And Walter Koenig has some things to say. In a word, he said William Shatner was, everybody in live chat, Walter Koenig said William Shatner was one word. What is that word? Make your guesses now. And what else? So much more to discuss. Some more William Shatner news. Doug Jones is in the news. That guy is an angel among us. And so much more. Let's get into it. Look, everybody, the walking exclamation point. Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel is here. She's got stars all over her.
Oh my God, this is my Star Trek shirt. I got it from StarTrek.com.
Nice.
Yeah, hi. Super excited.
Also, Melissa Longo is here wearing a cool Riza and Chill shirt from Captain's Holiday.
Woo, woo. Yeah. Fresh out of the laundry. Ha, ha, ha.
You can get that at the Star Trek and Chill online store at the description box below. Click that link and get your very own Riza and Chill shirt or the Decor Province Majors shirt that Jenny R. Johnson
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
So cute.
Also, hello. I love this shirt.
Also, hello. Oh
Whoa,
my
Smurfs.
gosh, and your Smurfs mug.
No.
Wow.
Have a happy day.
Oh my
It doesn't say have a
God.
Smurfy day?
No, I know it's weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I got my Lord of the Rings chalice. You can't really tell.
Nice.
Oh, that's very cool.
Oh, I like that.
It's got a little pack at the bottom that you turn on and it makes it light up all these different
I
colors.
was gonna say it's gotta be magic.
I like that.
It's magic.
My name is Ryan T. Husk. The only thing I like better than Star Trek is Lord of the Rings, actually. And by only thing, I mean one of the only things. I also like sports and music and cats.
Nice. We should
Anyway,
raise a glass to the king of the Rohirrim.
Yeah. Oh, yes. True. King
I have
Theoden,
one.
we hardly knew ye.
hmm
But it is not this day. Wait, was that day. Anyway. All right, my name is Ryan T. Husk. I already said that. Hello to everybody in the live chat. Let's get into it. What are the guesses for everybody? Did everybody make any guesses? John Davis says, funny. May Borello says, funny.
That's
Anne Marie says, sexy. Glenn Iverson says, Kirk.
By the way, there were comments in the seventh rule group that were like, Walter is still so sexy. And I was like, ooh, Ryan has to show me these. I
will.
concur.
All right. Sorry, that was a little technical thing. So let's just get into it. Everybody, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for notifications. If you're listening in, give us a 5-star rating and a nice review. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So some of you may be right that guessed funny, but we'll see. First things first, let's go to a website called twitter.com.
oh,
And this is from @TrekGeeks. You may
our
have heard
friends
of
Dan
them.
and Bill. Those guys.
@TrekGeeks on twitter.com. It says 15 years ago. What? If you saw this tweet, I hope you all had the same reaction I did, which was, what?
yeah.
Star Trek 2009 premiered in theaters, directed by J.J. Abrams, and featuring a new cast portraying an alternate timeline. It would also feature the legendary Leonard Nimoy as the Spock we know and love. It would gross over 386 million worldwide, a huge success.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
So cute. Here's my favorite part. It was only $9.
Wow, what a
Amazing.
deal.
Those are the days.
No,
I'm going there.
How much is it nowadays?
it's
Oh
a
my
lot.
gosh, it's so expensive.
Oh, no.
I haven't been in a while, but
Me neither.
Yeah.
last time I went, it was a lot more than $9. It's so expensive.
So let's take a blast to the past. 2009.
You know,
Movies
well,
for
we'll say
$9?
also about well, the other thing is usually I just go to the movies for like Paramount sponsored events where they show Star Trek on the big screen, and they really hook you up because they also give you like a free bag of popcorn. And last time I was like, man, this popcorn's so good. So I went and like got another one the same size, and it was like $17. And I was like,
Yes,
what?
it's very.
Paramount give us each a $17 value of popcorn, plus it's in a special bag. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Incredible.
Mhm.
Lucky LA that gets that in a couple weeks.
yeah.
Mm.
My brother texts that he's about to get ripped and watch some sports. So that's cool.
Nice.
So that's all we
Alrighty
missed.
then.
Wait, but what's his memory of 2009 Star Trek?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's find out.
What were you doing in 2009, Ryan?
Well,
You
I'll
guys
tell
didn't
you,
go together?
I was watching myself in movie theaters
Oh, right.
in this movie. Actually,
Amazing.
so here's the story there. First of all, this shirt was a promotional
Cool.
shirt that they gave out for the 2009 movie, this exact shirt.
Nice.
Remember, that was when they made the announcement. It was like this weird, just barely showing
I love
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Love the
I've been keeping it
subtlety.
for 15 years.
It
for
Say,
this
that shirt's in
moment.
really
it
good
keeps you
shape.
wanting more.
So 2009 movies were $9, apparently. I'm sure candy bars were not $2.50.
No.
They're crazy now. And anyway, Star Trek was finally coming back on the air. And do you remember all the nonsense that happened? So many people got so mad about it. I remember people were fighting on Facebook. These were the first Star Trek fights on Facebook. Where the people
Oh,
calling
yeah,
it
right.
people were calling it a reboot. And other people were saying, no, it's not a reboot. And they cared so much about whether it was a reboot or not a reboot. Melissa, you have thoughts on this. What are they?
was trying to remember back when it came out what my thoughts were, and I didn't care whether it was a reboot or not. One, it had Leonard Nimoy in it, and two, it had Zoe Saldana in it, who I loved from Center Stage. So I was like, oh yes, oh, she gets to play Uhura. That's awesome. So yeah, I was excited about that.
Yeah, that is awesome. That's yeah. Yeah, I remember feeling like a little bit like protective of it, you know, wanting it to feel like Star Trek and, but then seeing it and like, oh my God, Chris Pine, Carl Urban,
Yes.
his Bones, killed it. Like just so good. And Chris Pine like eating the apple, that was like that to me was like, all right, we're here. Like this is
yeah. Well, and I had been removed from the Star Trek universe for quite a long time up to that point. So I was like, okay, this could be fun. You know?
Yeah, everybody in the live chat, let us know your memories of this. Where were you when you heard about it? What movie theater did you watch it in? And with whom? Because I know we all remember the movie theater we were in. The friends that we gathered with us were like, this is it. The new Star Trek movie, finally. Oh, man, life is good. It was May. The weather was nice, unless you're in wherever Anne Marie is right now.
I was in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's probably messy there. But anyway, let us know your thoughts. So I'll tell you guys a quick story about it. I was just a budding actor. I had moved to Los Angeles to pursue a career in music. And I kind of I got dragged into a theater class. Nice. And then I started just kind of doing like extra work. That's what people do if they want to just dip their toes in the acting thing. They start doing extra work. And then I heard through the grapevine that the new Star Trek movie was casting like extras. Okay, it was very secretive and it was not official, but this is what somebody had heard through the grapevine. So I and a couple friends waited in a really long line. And I remember thinking, there's no way I'm not going to get this. I look like a Starfleet officer. Back then, 15 years ago, I was like 11, I was like, maybe they'll make me a Vulcan.
Dry your hair, put your sideburns in spikes.
Yeah, and in points. There we go. I did that for 1 year at STLV. I wasn't very good at it, though. They were like crooked. But I went for it. And then they told me to take my shirt off, by the way, which was weird, but that's what they did.
Weird.
And they're like, he needs a fake chest like Bashir. Data.
They just wanted to be able to picture what you look like in a tight uniform. And so didn't hear anything for a little while, but then I did get the call. And I got the call and they said, you are going to be on the bridge. Now, I was a beginning actor. I'd been maybe trying to do extra work for like 6 months or a year or whatever, something like that. I was doing mostly theater, working in plays, but I was doing a little bit of, short films and background work for a few bucks here and there. I was not a member of the union yet. I was not SAG. And but you're always trying to get that voucher. Yeah. You're trying to get it, And I didn't even have one yet, if I remember correctly. They cast me. I remember I was at Target, and I got the call, and they said, "Yeah, you're going to be on the main bridge. You're going to be bridge crew." And they still didn't say Star Trek. They just said bridge crew. And then they said you first have a fitting. You go on for a fitting. You get paid like $20 or $30. And then, it's still not officially Star Trek. And then when you go on for the fitting and they put you in, I was in a red uniform, but then it had little insignias everywhere. And I'm like, okay, now we can can we call a duck a duck? It's definitely Star Trek now because it has the things everywhere. Okay. And then they booked me for about, I think it was 2 weeks to be one of the main bridge crew on the actual Enterprise. But then, as fate would have it, the SAG union, the actors union, did what it's paid to do. and it fought for its people, and it said, hey, wait a minute, the director cast somebody, picked somebody to get a lot of work, and he's not part of the union. So they nixed that. The union actually prevented me from getting those 2 weeks, and then instead they just put me in a corridor for one scene with, well, Spock is having his tantrum. He's like, ah, and he's stomping through the corridor. And so, yeah, I was pretty sad about that because I was going to get a million SAG vouchers. I was going to get paid really well.
Yes, you could have.
I was going to be seen a million times on the bridge of the Enterprise. Yeah. I was going to finally live out a dream of actually being like a Star Trek, you know, piloting a ship or doing something. I was going to be like in every bridge scene, all the bridge scenes. And then, you know, when you're part of a union, you're like, hell yeah. But when you're not, you're like, ah,
I know,
part of that union.
Yes.
So I got screwed so bad there. But now I'm a part of the union and they work hard for me now. Anyway, that's my story. Then in the movie theater, you could see me really well because they would shoot everything like multiple times with different cameras and stuff. You could see me really well in like the 3D and all that. But then in the subsequent versions, like the DVD or online or whatever, you don't even see. I think you just see like my butt and my elbow for a second or something. like it's like you don't see really my face. You just kind of see like my neck. And I was like, oh, here I come. And I was like, wait a minute, that's terrible. Anyway,
what was your first story? What was your first background gig?
Let me think. But I did real quick. I did still get to go on the bridge because when they made me. Cool. They're like, okay, come on set. And they're like, okay, you're gonna be in the corridor. And then they're setting something up over there. And I'm kind of like, you know, and I'm like looking through and I see like a door and I actually got to kind of sneak onto the bridge for a second. So I still got that moment at least. First background gig, I don't remember. It was, I do remember. It was for a movie called Hyenas.
Oh.
And it was way up in Tahunga, not the road, but the town of Tahunga up in the hills. And it was January, and it was a night shoot.
Oh, no. Cool.
It was very, very cold. And these are the things we used to do for $64.
Right.
Oh, my God.
I was up all night, and I was playing like some thug ruffian guy that was going to get into a fight and stuff like that. And that was up in the hills. And then you just stand around and wait for hours and hours and hours. Ah, the glamour of Hollywood. Anyway.
I know.
So, boy, do I miss those days. Anyway, the point is, that's what I was doing. What about you, Jenny? What do you remember about 2009?
I had a really bad breakup that year.
See, we all remember stuff.
I very, very, very strongly remember that. But I was waitressing at that point. I was, and I can't remember who I went and saw this with. Like, I remember going to see The Phantom Menace. I remember all the people I waited in line with. I remember the people that I went with. Like, I remember everything about that. But for some reason, this one, I feel like I think because I was like hesitant about it, it wasn't an event until I was in there, and then I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you remember loving it?
In the end I did. I really did. Like, just all of the throwbacks, but they were able to make it fresh. I liked the Beastie Boys. I liked that edition. The first time. But yeah, like, and especially since then, I love the number of people that I've talked to who like that was their entry point into the fandom. Like that was so cool, you know?
Yeah,
right. Every once in a while when you talk to somebody that hardly knows anything about Star Trek, like you say, they go, oh, you're a Trekkie? And you go, yeah, do you watch it? They go, I saw the movie. When they say, I saw the movie, you're pretty sure they mean the 2009 one. The movie. Oh, good. Did you enjoy the movie?
Yeah. Oh, you know, also, I was really excited because Simon Pegg was in it, and I was a huge Spaced fan. Like,
cool.
Oh my God, Spaced is
so fun.
You haven't watched Spaced? Watch Spaced. But it's so good, and it was just so exciting, like knowing what a like giant nerd he was.
Yeah.
watching him get to do that, like just yeah, bonkers. So cool. Oh, cool.
Kyle Gray Young says Ryan T on the bridge of the Enterprise must have been like watching Boimler meet Captain Pike.
Oh.
You can see that.
Mm.
Okay. I need to go check on my niece and nephew.
First, tell us your
I'm sure
2009
somebody
memory,
knows
Anne Marie. Tell us
I
your
was
2000.
I was in med school, so I didn't realize it was happening. But I was home for like a couple of days, and my dad was like, "Let's have some bonding time." So we went to go see this, and I had like forgot. I mean, I was just my head was in other areas, and my dad was like, "Oh my God, is that Pike?" And it was, and I was like, "Wow, Dad, good call." So it was a really special time.
Mhm.
But did she enjoy the movie? Stay tuned to find out. She got to go check on her
I
niece.
just didn't really remember.
That's
I just have to
amazing.
see which one's awake. Okay, BRB.
Faith Howell in the live chat says 2009 was the year I moved to Korea. I got
Wow.
engaged on July 4th, 2009. I went to see Star Trek with my daddy on advanced tickets. I won answering trivia on the radio. That's so cool.
That's
That's
awesome.
Remember
so
those
great.
days?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Oh, I love
I
that.
remember those days.
I won one movie ticket thing, like a ticket for two people. It was for a movie whose lead was in Star Trek, has played multiple roles on Star Trek. He or she has been in the Next Generation.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in Deep Space Nine,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been in Voyager. I think he's played 3 different roles. And if you say his name thrice, he appears.
Tony Todd. Candyman.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes.
Mhm.
He just followed
Yep.
me on Twitter.
Oh,
yes.
cool.
When he
Very
first
nice.
started following me on Twitter, I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, Tony
I
Todd
don't-
is following me on Twitter.
I don't think he's even following the 7th rule on Twitter.
He should.
And
Oh my God.
I'll check on that. When
You
Melissa
should.
tells us 2009, take us back. Were you in Ohio? Where were you? What was this?
No, I was living in New
Colorado?
York City.
Oh,
I was living in New York City, and I believe that was the year I went to Brazil.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Whoa. Why did you go to Brazil?
because my friend who I worked in a restaurant, it was called BLT Prime on, I forgot what street it was. Anyway, BLT Prime, and she was teaching me Portuguese, and because I was learning Portuguese, and so we would be at the host stand learning Portuguese together, or me helping her with her English, and she helping me with my Portuguese. And so she was going back to see her family, and she was going to be there for a little bit. So she's like, "Why don't you come along?" And I'm like, "Okay."
That's
Let's
awesome.
do it.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, and I found out how little Portuguese I had actually learned, because I thought I was so ready. Until I went shopping by myself.
Oh God, yeah.
update. Tony Todd does follow the 7th rule.
Nice.
Awesome.
I was gonna say he's
That's a
he
close
likes
one.
Star Trek things, which is
Anne
awesome.
Marie, you're muted, but I could tell that was your scolding face, that I told you so face. No.
No, there's no sound at all.
Well, while she's figuring out her technical difficulties, Melissa, so that's where you were.
Yes.
Do you remember loving the movie? Do you remember anything about it? Do you remember sitting there thinking, wow, this is really cool? What was the situation there?
I don't know that I actually saw it in the theater. I don't think I saw it in 2009 even for the first time. I think it was later. And I did enjoy the movie. It was exciting. It was, it was exciting.
Wow.
And I like Simon Pegg as well.
Yeah.
And that zombie movie. What
Oh
the
my
funny
God.
zombie movie?
Yes.
Oh, so
Yes.
funny. I forgot the name of it right now, but
Right. Yeah. What the hell?
Shaun of the Dead?
Thank you.
Dawn of the
Yes.
Dead, yes.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
it. I heard it's good.
Oh my God,
It
it's
is.
so
It's
good.
really good. I laughed
Yeah.
so much.
Mhm.
And that's great for a zombie movie.
Oh yeah.
So my brother, I asked him, by the
Ah.
way, he's in New York. I asked him, I said, do you remember the 2009 Star Trek movie? Put a period instead of a question mark. Whoops. And then he said, of course. I liked all the newer ones. That's a big fan
Nice.
right there.
Nice.
Yeah, Zachary Quinto's like always out and about in the West Village.
Mhm.
No, we could hear you.
Okay.
Anyway, so oh yeah, what was the thing with Tony Todd, Emery?
Oh, we just already knew he followed the Summit Thrill.
Some of us may have forgotten.
Okay. Because I was like, oh my God, Tony Todd's following.
So Anne-Marie, when you finally watched the 2009 movie with your family, I believe it
I went with
was,
my dad to the theater.
did you love it? Were you just happy to be hanging out with your pa? Did you get
It was sweet.
did you get
I was
snickerdoodles and Cokes? What was the
I
situation?
think I was probably just really stressed that I should be studying. Honestly. And I mean, yeah, I don't really know. I love William Shatner so much as Kirk that I think I was kind of lukewarm. But so happy it happened because it was such a like renaissance of Star Trek.
I have to mention Dead Purple Seven's
Yep.
comment in the live chat. She says, when I watched that movie in the theaters, I heard Chris Pine is so fine, and it always stuck with me.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
So the question of the day is Chris Pine so fine? By the way, So Fine, great song by Guns N' Roses off their album Use Your Illusion 2,
Nice.
written and sung predominantly by bass player Duff McKagan, everybody knows. First name's really Michael. So is Chris Pine so fine?
Yes.
Robert Kaiser says, and hey everyone, listened to everything from the beginning on my way, but only got home from karaoke just now. God, this guy stays out so
He's
late.
always at karaoke.
Karaoke, yeah.
One time we're doing a field trip to Tuesday night karaoke in Austria.
It's 2:30 in the morning for him in Austria right now.
It's amazing.
Robert Kaiser says, just to be sure, Ryan is not in the CSUN, California State University, Northridge scenes. I just don't want to tell any BS when I talk to. No, I was not in those scenes, but our friend, I believe, Rico E. Anderson was in that scene. I believe that's the scene that he was in.
He's in the live chat. Maybe he can confirm that for us.
Oh.
Is he?
I believe so, or he was.
Rico, if you are confirmed, I believe you were in the CSUN one. And do you know who was at CSUN just a few hours ago?
Yes.
Performing his rock band, Melissa Longo, who?
Tim Russ.
Yes.
Wow.
Awesome.
Pretty cool.
Oh, we love
Pretty
that.
cool. I
All
remember
right.
the turtles from season and the duck.
They were so cute.
So cute.
So I hope everybody at home, you guys are okay with us lingering a while on the 2009 movie, but I feel like this is something. Do you think that this is aging well or poorly? Do you think people are liking the movie more as time goes on? Or do you think we're just kind of like, we got all this new stuff and we're like, those movies are weird. They're kind of like an anomaly where they don't really, kind of like the animated series. People forget that they even exist a lot of times.
And I mentioned my experience with watching it recently.
Yeah.
It felt very nostalgic, which is so interesting. I found so interesting. It's a good movie. And I was looking for Ryan. I didn't see him, but
I'm shocked. You didn't see my elbow?
No, I didn't. And but there was such a nostalgia to it, and I like all of the actors that they cast in it. They did an excellent job. Yeah.
Yeah, the casting was amazing.
Mhm.
And they
And-
all went on to great careers.
Yeah.
You know, they
Mhm.
were all very up and coming actors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was really cool at STLV last year because Zachary Quinto was there,
Yeah.
and there was such love for him. Like it was so nice to see someone from that crew get that kind of reception. And it was also just cool because they did sort of a passing of the torch kind of thing with Ethan Peck, and like
Mhm.
and it was clear that that nostalgia seems to be happening for a lot of people, which is really cool. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and similarly to how, you know, so many of us now look back at Enterprise and we're like, Enterprise, you know.
Yeah.
But when Enterprise first started, I was like,
Wait, what?
You got quiet there for a second.
some of us, well, I mean, anytime there's a new Star Trek, there is resistance, you know,
Mhm.
because we fear change
I do.
as a species, you know. Like, yeah, absolutely.
True.
And it's just interesting how as time goes on, I mean, same thing with, you know, Next Generation when it came out, Deep Space Nine, like there's always that pushback, and then
Right.
over time all those edges get soft, and everybody looks back at it like, oh yes.
Yeah.
Maybe not everybody, but people with some perspective can look back and go, you know what, that was awesome.
But you know, here's something interesting.
What?
Not throwing shade on any
No.
particular part of Star Trek, any movie or series, but when I saw the 2009 movie more recently, I actually was like, you know what? This is really Star Trek.
It
Like,
actually is.
when I watched it at the time, I was like, okay, it's a new spin on Star Trek. It's a new interpretation. It's a reimagining of Star Trek. But after seeing, and again, not throwing shade, after seeing Star Trek Discovery and how very different and reimagined it feels from, say, the 90s stuff or whatever, this 2009 version actually felt much more like the old Star Trek than we remember than
Yeah.
Discovery. It's almost like a bridge, you know, it's in
Right.
between. If
Very much
Discovery
so,
is
yeah.
here and, you know, the 80s, 90s, and 2000s are here, the JJ stuff is kind of because it had the music, it had the sounds. It was kind of just like you know, just a more recent version of Star Trek. It's just
Yeah.
updated. It's an updated version.
Right.
And so we needed Discovery and the big changes they made. Some people love them, some people don't. That's fine. But it took those big changes and plenty of time to pass for us to be able to go back and look at the 2009 one and be like, you know, actually,
Yeah.
this feels very right. It was nostalgic. It's
Well, you know
nice.
what?
It felt good to watch.
It did.
You know what made me really like it was watching the Captain's documentary that 455 Films did.
Yes,
And
good
when
knowledge.
William Shatner has his like one-on-one with Chris Pine, it's so like revealing of like how much work Chris Pine put into it. And it's just,
Yeah.
like the way that like William Shatner really like embraced him and Chris Pine really respected what William Shatner had done. I thought it was wonderful and great casting, and I like that Chris Pine is part Jewish also. And so I mean, I just felt like it was respectful casting. I really liked it. And
Yeah.
I mean, that Captain's documentary is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so
Absolutely.
good. It
Yeah,
is
it
so
really
good.
is.
That documentary gave me such an appreciation for William Shatner and his interviewing style and technique. I think he's really wonderful at it.
Yeah.
And I loved the questions that he asked of the captains as well as himself. It was an introspective documentary, and Chris Pine was so thoughtful in that documentary. I was very impressed with him in that. I was impressed with all of them. Yeah.
So we have an update in the live chat, everybody. Rico E. Anderson is taking a break from being in Star Trek 2009 to tell us where we could find him. He says, I was in the scenes at the blimp hangar that substituted for the hangar bay where McCoy gave Kirk the flu shot.
Ah.
Also,
Wow.
Long Beach City Hall, where Kirk's trial was shot. I was Councilman Captain Kelly Bogle.
That's amazing.
That's
That's
fun.
awesome.
Good stuff, Rico E. Anderson. Great stuff.
Yeah,
And in
that's great.
4 years, we can look back at Star Trek Into Darkness. I was in that one a lot more, had a lot more fun. And I don't know, but we're gonna have to wait 4 years to get into that.
Aww.
Yeah, right. Like anybody cares that much. There's some good stories, but we'll be okay.
Cliffhanger.
I know.
This
I know, right?
Stay tuned for episode 350.
Oh, come on.
The main viewer, right?
Mhm.
4 years from now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too long.
Mm.
Okay, so everybody in the live chat, let us know on a scale of 1 to 10, when you first saw the 2009 movie, what was your impression? Scale of 1 to 10. Actually, you know, I remember I watched it with my girlfriend at the time, and there's that first 10-minute scene, right? With the Kelvin, with Captain Rabaul, played gorgeously by Ferran Tahir, one of the greatest actors of our time. We were watching it, and then when that part ended, we both leaned over and were like, "Oh my God, this is so fucking good! I can't believe how good." Now, that was the best part of the 3 movies, I think, but they were all still. But that was honestly, that 10 minutes was like, "Oh my God, Star Trek just got awesome." I thought.
I mean, the best part is it got new fans interested. Like Peter Lawless here says it was like kind of what got him into all of the franchise. And I remember like Geek Life Rules, they do sometimes our friend like Lawrence Niels, he'll do like New York City Star Trek trivia at a bar. And there was this like cute kid who's like preteen who had come with his mom because he had seen 2009 Star Trek and then like went home and watched all of it. And this kid was so good at trivia. He gave me a run for my money. But it was just like so cute seeing like a new crop of fans where this is what got them into it. I love that.
Yeah. And actually, one thing we haven't talked about is Leonard Nimoy's involvement. Like that, what a number, what a stamp of approval that was.
Yes.
And what a sort of like, right out of the gate, it gave it some pretty major like credentials,
Good point. Validation,
yeah. And it was also really like a really cool way to bring him in, and very like emotional and
amazing.
Like really, really incredible.
It continued on the legacy of new Star Trek having somebody from a previous iteration being in the one. But I don't think, did Enterprise have anybody like that? It didn't, right?
No. Well, no.
Later on, they had Brent Spiner.
And right off the bat, they did have James Cromwell.
No, in the first episode, I mean.
Oh, no.
No,
well,
but
they just had the admirals that were like named after like DeForest Kelly and like those guys.
Yeah, they started with the Klingon. They were all set.
Yeah.
Who was Tiny Lister? Everybody knows, who played Debo on Friday. Pretty awesome. So in the live chat, people rated the 2009 movie upon first viewing as Chuck A said 7. Linda Anderegg gave it a 5. Ruby Moraine gave it an 8. Greg Kenzo out in Hawaii says we didn't have movie theaters there. No, he said I give it a 9. Glenn Iverson says my first impression was a 3. Great music and special effects. Great McCoy, but humongous plot holes and complete thrashing of canon or trashing. McCoy, Carl Urban is one of those guys. who's been in some awesome things.
Yeah.
He's been in Lord of the Rings as
It just got
Éomer,
warm in
right?
here.
Mhm.
And why?
Carl Irvin.
Right?
He
Yeah.
was in Lord of the Rings. He
Mhm.
was in Star Trek. He's been in Marvel. I mean,
Mhm.
this guy gets it. Great movies.
Boys.
That guy's rich.
Yeah.
He's got swagger.
Yeah. Chronicles of Riddick. Hello.
Mhm.
Oh.
Let's see. Who else? Athena T says 7. Josh Reeve gave it an 8.5. Sabco gave it an 8. Kyle Gray Young gave it a 7. Fran Iverson says 8 to 9. Fran Iverson had a nice rant on Facebook the other
I
day. I
love
gave it a
Fran's
like.
rants.
I gave it a
always do.
like. Yeah, Fran, you speak for all of us.
Wait, what was the rant?
I'll never tell.
Oh, come on. These algorithms don't always show everything. So it's
They
like,
sure don't. Allison Leach Hyde gave it an 8. Glenn Iverson says, now I'd give it about a 6. See? So this one I think is
Right.
aging well.
Yeah.
Matt Boardman says I'd give it a 7. Interesting. John Davis gave it an 8.5.
Oh, by the way, Matt Boardman's the one who did this amazing thumbnail.
He actually
So
made multiple
gorgeous.
amazing thumbnails for us to
Yes.
choose from. Amazing.
amazing.
Oh, nice. That's
He's
awesome.
So
awesome.
good. Like, look how pretty the anniversary behind you. It's like all
I know,
blurred,
it's
just like the way
so
they did
pretty.
it. It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Oh.
Love that.
Yeah, that's
Smudged.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dead Purple 7 gave it a 7.5, but she only gives 7s.
great.
What about
I
you
think-
guys? When you first saw it, what would you have given it right on the spot? If you walked out of that theater and somebody said, scale of 1 to 10.
If they hadn't made it an alternate universe, my score would have been different. But they did, and I was like, that was very clever, and now they can do anything, and I love that. So yeah, like a solid, I'd say like a 7 or an 8, I think, at that point. Yeah.
What about you,
Maybe
Melissa
more.
Longo? Ooh.
I probably would have given it a 7.
Mm.
Yeah. I think it's
Doctor?
yeah.
Maybe
At
even
the
more.
time.
Oh,
At the time.
At the time, it was just such a nice way to take a break. I probably would have given it like a 7 at the time. And then BBC America was re-showing it the other day. And I was like, this is like better than I remembered.
Mm.
So, I'm not giving it an 8.
Stop the presses, everybody. One Trek fan has an announcement in the
Yes.
live chat. She says, ooh, Galaxy Quest
Yes.
actors are coming to STLV. Why is this? Well, maybe they're having an anniversary of their own. I believe it's 25 years. 25 years
insane.
already?
If you say Sigourney Weaver's gonna be there, I'm gonna be on the floor.
I will die. I will just straight up die.
It's just like
Goodbye,
Sigourney
everyone.
Weaver. It's just amazing.
There should be an alien convention.
Yes,
There should.
there
There
should.
should.
But you
What's
can
that, Fox?
start. We can start with bringing, Sigourney to STLV.
Amazing.
Well,
So
yeah.
everybody, check it out, creationent.com. That's creationent.com. Huge announcement. Wow. Thank you, One
That's
Trek
so
Fan, for letting us
cool.
all know about that.
80 guests. It's crazy.
88.
Yeah. And like
Ooh.
everybody who got added today is like people who've been in so many things. Because my favorite game is to be like, IMDb, what else have they been in?
Mm.
And one of the guys is in Sex and the City. I'm like,
Oh,
my
boy.
God.
Oh.
I'm sure he doesn't hear of his Sex and the City name on a daily basis.
What's his Sex in the City name, Doctor?
Good on paper, bad in bed. Dr.
That
Bradley
guy?
Migo.
Melissa was like, wait,
Bradley
I remember
Cooper,
that
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he must hear that like a million times a day.
Yeah.
That's going to haunt him forever.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
I bet every guy that did
But his
one
name is
role-
Patrick
one
Breen.
episode-
Yes. One time I was in the park with my friend Meg, and she was like, hey, okay, whatever. I won't continue this story.
Go
Is
ahead.
that Ryan?
he was in an episode where his name is oh my god, Jack Hammersex. So my roommate's like, hey, it's Jack Hammersex guy. And she wasn't the only person yelling it, like wanting a picture with him. Like,
Oh God.
I think just like these guys, especially walking through Manhattan, like they're so recognizable. But anyway, that one's gonna be here. I wonder if we'll have a Sex in the City picture to get signed.
Maybe.
There might be a Sex in the City panel. Him and Dave Zappone, because he was a stand-in.
We'll ask him.
I know.
Make sure.
Wow.
Everybody go find Dave
I would pay extra for
Zappone
that
on
panel.
Twitter
No,
and
he's
say
Troy.
that he needs to be part of a Sex in the City photo op, and he can stand in the position that, you know, like the
he
things
had a
that he was
recurring
doing.
stand-in role. He was
Amazing.
like Troy McDougal's stand-in, which is like Charlotte's first
Really?
husband. Yes,
That's wild.
it's amazing.
Kyle
I'm always
MacLachlan.
like, Dave, tell me more about that.
Kyle MacLachlan?
Yeah, his stand-in.
Wow.
Mhm.
I always think
Sweet gig.
Twin Peaks when I think
Yeah.
Kyle MacLachlan.
Yes. Yes, that is definitely where I go first.
Yeah.
And Showgirls.
Amazing.
I don't know that
I don't
I've
know
seen
any
that
of
one.
this stuff.
And I'll
It
wear my
is.
Pon Par in the City t-shirt and I'll get the photo op.
Classic.
But I just remember the good on paper, bad in bed part. That's the thing that stuck with me about that
Yeah.
guy.
Iconic.
I think I saw a clip of that online recently, actually.
You know that
See?
that's
Ryan's
haunting
like-
him the rest of his life. Like
Yes.
everybody's saying, "Oh, good on
Mhm.
paper."
I'm
bam."
just gonna, like,
Yes,
walk
I've been
by his
hearing that
table
for
and
20
blush.
years. Those poor bastards.
Oh.
God.
Someone in the chat just brought up that Michael Giacchino did the score.
Oh, the musician,
Yes.
Italian name,
He
Giacchino.
is, thank you. And he is a genius as far as I'm
Yes.
concerned. Like, he did the scores for Alias. He did the scores for Lost, one of the absolute greatest scores ever
So
created for a
good.
show
Oh my God.
Yeah.
it's so
in the
good.
history of the universe.
Oh,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Oh my God. Right.
I
Yeah.
believe 40% of the people on the internet call it Rouge One.
Nice.
Just so
Oh,
based
my
on what I've
mistake, my
seen,
mistake.
based
true.
on what I've
It's so
seen, it's
true.
called Rouge One.
Mhm.
I need to, yeah,
oh my God.
adjust
Okay.
that for next
Okay.
time.
That's
So
funny. In
we'll
2009,
close.
sorry.
Yes. No,
In
please.
2009, I was working at a bar called Rogue's Roost, but people would often write it Rouge Roost. Yeah. but Rogue's
Hilarious.
Roost. Mhm.
Rouge Roost is fun
I
too.
know. Sorry for interrupting you. Ryan, you go.
Not at all.
got
There was a
very excited
wrestler back in the day called the Red Rooster, and Rouge is like, I mean, boy, we could go on forever.
I know.
Gosh.
The point is, we're going to close out 2009 in just a moment. So anybody, if you have any final thoughts in the live chat, let us know. Finally, let us know, when was the last time you saw the 2009 movie? And also, everybody, spare a thought for Anton Yelchin, because that guy was
Aw,
so
so
just
lovely.
gone too soon.
Oh my
What was he,
gosh.
27?
He was too young.
Mhm.
That's horrendous.
Was he even that?
Way too young.
Mhm.
And he nailed the role.
Yeah,
He really
23.
It's amazing.
did.
Yeah.
It would have been cool if Star Trek had announced of Star Trek 4 like today. That would have been cool.
Right?
That would have been cool.
It's like the one day there isn't movie news.
I know.
Mhm.
I know, it's weird. Well, this is the movie news,
Yeah,
I
but they
guess.
didn't even like tweet that. It's so weird.
Oh, yeah. They're just
Great cast.
Well,
Really, really good acting. Really good
Yes.
cast.
I mean, what
Beautiful.
is
The
going on
bridge
with
looked
Star Trek?
amazing.
Because the other weird thing they
Yeah.
did is, I mean, we'll get to this later, but like their preview pictures for the next episode are always like people standing on the bridge, and you're like, this could be literally any episode. But then for this week, they released a picture of the character who comes back that's like literally the biggest spoiler, and you're like, why did you do that? Like,
Right. I know.
so weird. Like,
I know.
we'll put that last because I just didn't want it spoiled for anybody who doesn't want the spoiler, but it is insane. I opened that and I was like, what?
It is a big spoiler.
Usually it's
but
like, this person's
welcome.
breathing. And you're like, yes, I know they breathe. Like, so.
Well, let's look at these real quick.
Weird.
This is from,
Yeah.
let's check it out. This is
Okay,
from
there's a spoiler.
trekcore.com. Trekcore.com. There's Tilly and a deer. Look at the background, dude. God, that is so
So
extremely
Okay,
detailed.
I also love
Find
how
the black
Trekcore
tape.
adds things. Trekcore is they add cute little comments where they share a laugh. Oh,
507 Tilly Adira. I like how it says that on the little thing where the cursor's
Oh, that's funny.
Find the black tape.
I was gonna say, did you just say find the black tape?
hilarious.
Everybody's favorite.
This is TNG.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Get Reno.
Yeah.
Fixing
Oh my
something.
gosh. I've been watching the morning show and Jet Reno's in it, and I just love her. I love the
nice.
morning
Oh, I need
show.
to watch that.
Yeah.
It's so freaking good.
Yeah, I need to catch up on it.
Yeah.
Jesus, these
I just
background
her.
details are ridiculous.
Yeah, they're beautiful, eh?
Tig Notaro, not Jet Reno.
Yeah.
Jet Reno is not in the morning show. Tig Notaro
Well,
is in
she
the
does have a
morning
lot of
show.
miscellaneous jobs.
She does.
Oh, I love these shots. These are awesome.
Yeah, they're so cute. I like this threesome.
Yeah.
I love that Adira and Tilly approach Reno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how
Approach with
high,
caution.
I love how high Reno's boots are on her.
This looks like a comedic look.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
at first they look
Yes.
like scared or unsure, but then when you look, you're like, no, this is some kind of comedic scene.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they're like, oh boy, we
Mhm.
forgot to put the wet paint sign again. Somebody tell Michael she's got white paint on her butt again.
Mhm.
Yeah. Jet has, that's not supposed to happen.
Oh
No, that's-
dear. Oh
That's them
boy.
researching a clue.
Oh.
Look at her tool belt.
I was just thinking,
It's hilarious.
that's amazing.
I love it.
I want to know what that spiky thing is.
I
A
know.
corkscrew for every bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tilly and
Really
Stamets
enjoying the
talk.
good look at everybody's boots.
Tilly's got a
We're going to
makeup
skip the
bag.
next two pictures.
Nice. Well done.
Aww.
Okay.
I'm so
Eyeshadow.
impressed with her eye makeup.
I know.
This
Good.
vest
I love
jacket
Yeah.
thing.
that jacket. Yeah. Or is it a vest or a jacket?
I guess it is. It is a jacket. It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
Like,
Oh, and he's got
Okay.
gloves too. Somebody show him
nice.
some glove. But did Sirach Lofton love this jacket? Find
good
out
question.
on Thursday. More on that in a moment. Oh, giggles. Wait, did we already see that? Yeah, we already did.
Yeah.
Okay, are you going to show the picture? Are we going to say spoiler alert?
Whaler.
All right, everybody. Spoiler alert.
For the next
Avert
minute.
your eyes for the next 47 seconds.
If you don't want to see the spoiler.
Mhm.
And
That
avert your
Paramount
ears.
shared themselves. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Everybody's going to know anyway. Okay,
Yeah.
let's get to it.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
It's the return of one of my favorite characters, Lieutenant
Yes.
Nan, Rachel Ancheril.
Mhm.
I just love her freckles.
Yeah.
How amazing is yeah. People are so talented.
Yeah. Really great.
Looks so good.
Uh-oh, what's going on
wait.
here?
Hey, we're going to see her at
Shenanigans.
STLV.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Pretty awesome.
Mhm.
So that's cool. The Barzan, but she doesn't have the things anymore.
I was just
Right.
thinking that. I guess they replaced them in the 32nd century or whatever.
Yeah, they got better technology now. Now she just pops in a mint
She
every
just,
morning.
is-
Yeah.
She's the best at security. I'm so glad she's back.
Mm.
Love her.
She was the new Tasha Yar.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Badass.
Totally.
All right. So up next, here's a fun. Okay. Explain yourself here, Dr. Anne Marie Siegel.
Okay.
Why are we looking at Met Gala stuff?
Oh, well, I mean, we have to because everybody else talks about it. But I mean, this year I totally
It's
did
because
not
Michelle
care about the Met
Yeoh.
Gala. But yes, exactly. Then I saw Michelle Yeoh was there, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm listening." Someone from Star Trek's there. She's
Yeah,
wearing
dude.
Balenciaga.
Mm-hmm.
She's rocking that aluminum foil, dude. That is
Well,
pretty
I
cool.
was yes. I was gonna say not
Exactly.
many people can rock aluminum foil.
I'm just like so intrigued when this happens. Like, did you see pictures of it before? Like, did you
Yeah.
know how it would photograph?
Yeah.
Like, Joan Rivers would have had a field day.
'Cause it's
But
like
she does look great.
Like,
No one
This
else
is
can
our
do it
buddies
justice.
at
Jiffy
Hero
Pop.
Within,
Yeah.
by the way. They've got
Well,
great
that's in the
stuff.
comments.
Mhm.
Somebody did do a Jiffy Pop popper
Yeah.
in the comments. All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
there.
OMG royalty
Yes.
has arrived.
True.
Mhm.
Oh, commercial.
Oh.
There's so many ads.
Yes, so many.
Yeah. Okay, so
I just
everybody
love
in the
that
live
she's
chat, we
rocking
gotta
it
have
with
a
a
poll.
watch. She's
Mhm.
so cool.
Sorry, I gotta open up a poll here for these people.
Nice.
The
Love a
question
poll.
is gonna be
Pull face.
the Met Gala. No, that's not how you spell that. I want to know what people think of the Met Gala.
Ugh. This year was so like ostentatious.
All right.
Isn't
The
that
options
the point of it?
the options
Yeah, but
are
it's just so wasteful. Like, I don't know.
silly or cool. Because when I see
Getting
these things,
sillier.
now obviously I'm not a fashion icon and I don't even really understand fashion. I have t-shirts, I have jeans. It's pretty much my thing. This is from 15 years ago, so
that's
I'm the wrong guy.
fashion.
But when I see
Yeah.
these things, they always make me laugh. They always look silly. They always look like, come on, you're not really,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know this stuff.
But-
Other people might.
They always see the outfits, the costumes always seem like walking sculptures rather than actual clothing. It's more to show off. It's more to show off and be big and out there and in your face rather than taken seriously.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Like, and I get the art of it. I do. And and I'm just like, it's the Met Gala. And I'm like, whoa, you know what's in the Met? Art.
Art.
There's a lot of
Like
art in the
real
Met.
art.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, and wouldn't it be cool if, I don't know, woo, hey, look at this. Hey. I don't know. Yeah. Like, and again, Ryan, also, I'm, yeah, fashion, couture, sometimes is outside of my wheelhouse. So I don't know. Don't know.
Let's see how people are doing in the live chat. Oh boy. Oh boy. Met Gala needs to step it up. Otherwise, they're gonna finish off with most people
It
thinking
was
they're
like their
silly
ugliest. It was their ugliest theme.
every single year. I see it, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I can't judge these things. I'm the worst at this, so I'm just not gonna say it. However, here's something interesting that I've just found. This applies to you, Jenny. You're not European, but Canadians have a different way of measuring things.
Yes, we do.
Here it is. It's a frowny face, and it says Europeans when someone smiles instead of kilometers.
I like that.
Whatever.
I really like that.
Man,
Also, I just really like Twilight memes.
is that what that thing
general.
was?
Yeah. Do you know that she's dating or engaged to Nicholas Meyer's daughter? So cool.
Yeah, everybody
That's the
knows
Star
that. They
Trek
met at the Met
connection.
Gala.
They
The Met
probably
Gala,
were
yeah.
at the Met Gala.
Okay. Up next, ScreenRant.com. Our good friends over at ScreenRant.com. Here's something interesting. For those of you that said Walter Koenig says William
Sexy.
Shatner was funny, well, we could ask him if he also thinks sexy.
/hot. Yeah.
Walter Koenig says William Shatner was, quote, funny and, quote, made us all laugh on Star Trek, the original series. Hey, this is written by our good friend, John Orchiola. That's Back of the Head.
Ooh.
At Back of the Head, check him out. The summary is Walter Koenig praises William Shatner's humor on set, emphasizing his gratitude for the opportunity to work on Star Trek. Koenig highlights Shatner's ability to make everyone laugh, showcasing a more congenial and lighthearted side to the actor. And lastly, Koenig shares a funny moment where Shatner repeatedly blew a line on set and recalling the camaraderie among the cast. This is an article you must read, everybody. You must read this, and you must go watch the episode of The Seventh Rule where he talks about this. It was released just 2 days ago on Sunday. It is our full review, myself, Sirach Lofton, and the aforementioned Mr. Koenig reviewing Mirror, Mirror.
Walter's such a class act.
He is.
I love that guy.
Mm-hmm. You really
Talk
is.
about funny.
Right?
So cute.
He's so cute.
When he smiles, my heart just melts. It's so cute. Little giggles.
He's the Raz King.
And he's so
Yeah.
stylish. Love that guy.
What's your favorite outfit of his? Have you seen him at the Met Gala?
I was
He
just
could be.
thinking
He's
that.
stylish.
He was
He's
just at
stylish
the
for
Met.
it. I love when he wears like jeans and a little hoodie and his baseball hat with like graffiti on it. I can imagine. He's so cute.
Okay. So that's Walter. We'll ask him next time if he thinks that William Shatner was sexy at the time.
They both are. And you have to show him the comments in the Seventh Rule Facebook group where people are saying Walter's sexy. He needs to know.
You know what would be really cool? Is if someday William Shatner, aka Captain Kirk, watches the Seventh Rule and says,
Who's this
You know,
girl?
let's bury the hatchet, Walter. You've been saying nice things about me.
Yeah.
You've been we've had our differences, but there's a cool guy named Sirach Lofton there. And if he's that cool and he's laughing at the things you say, you must be cool too.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love about Walter is he says, hey, it's highly documented that we don't get along, but I still can talk about what a great actor he was, how funny he was, how I think he was a star. He was the perfect. I mean, he compliments him every single episode. He's
Great.
so, honorable in that way. And I love that about him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
definitely.
hope they can bury the hatchet.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then he'll watch the free for all and be like, who's this love of my life? What's her number?
Sue Gruner?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's my competition. He's so cute.
There's still time. Go for it, Anne-Marie. So anyway, I think that would be great. Everybody in the live chat, if you think you would like to see Walter and Bill Shatner shaking hands once again and saying, hey, it's been great knowing you and I respect you. If you would like that moment to happen, give us a yes, a hell yes, a heck yes, a may we, whatever, whatever you like, and let us know. While you're doing that, we're going to close out the poll.
Yes.
77% of you said the Met Gala is silly.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if they had different people wearing the clothing, you know what I mean?
I don't know that it's even that. It's just,
Yeah.
it's they go out of their way to shock people and not necessarily in a good way. And it's just like, okay, you're just doing it for.
And New York has so many issues right now.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need that, and needing extra police there. Like, it just like felt very frivolous.
Is that where the Met Gala is, New York?
Yeah, that's why I stayed an extra night here. I was like, oh God, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, and the Met Gala always invites the Kardashians, and I don't think that's right.
Really? Oh my God! Remember the year that Kim Kardashian like took Marilyn Monroe's dress out of like storage and had it altered, which is like, it's like
sacrilege.
A national, yes, it's like a national treasure, part of history.
Yes.
Like, get over yourself.
Right.
That was ridiculous.
The Kardashians, they're the worst. The worst.
That's just like Hollywood history. You can't mess with that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the live chat is exploding. We need to show William Shatner that everybody wants this to happen.
Yeah.
He's probably watching right now. Bill.
Definitely.
Can I call you Bill?
I need to watch that documentary now that it's on Amazon.
You should. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Me 3.
Which the new one.
Prime, right?
You can call me Bill.
It's on Prime.
Like, you just,
It makes
I think
me
you have
think
to
of that song.
rent it or pay for it.
I am willing
But
to
like,
do that.
worth it. Exactly.
I am willing to do that.
So worth it.
So here's something interesting. This is from our good friends over at trekmovie.com. Speaking of Bill Shatner. Okay. You know, he used to be my regular in a restaurant. When I worked in Studio City. When I worked in Studio City at a place called the Daily Grill. I'll tell you what I used to call it off the air. I just switched things around. But look, at the Daily Grill, it was in Studio City. It was right across the street from the CBS Radford. What are you giggling about, Melissa? You don't know.
Switch things around.
The point is that he would come in a lot of times. And he would come in with his friend, Danny, cool guy who was my regular. So he became my regular as well. Danny was like, you're going to love Ryan. He's a Trekkie. He loves Star Trek. And Bill Shatner, to his credit, didn't say like, ick. I don't want to, get a life. I don't want to, because that's what a lot of us would have done in his place. We would have said, I don't want a Trekkie. I don't want somebody that's going to like wet on me or something. So, but I didn't have the heart to tell him that I never really watched the original series. He was like my least favorite captain. I didn't care. But so he thought, yes, I will grace you. You can be my server. I will be your, I will be your regular. I'm like, whatever. It's cool, I guess.
Awesome.
But he was very nice. He was actually really cool. He was super nice. No issues.
What do you
He was
order?
always a wonderful person. I don't remember. I feel like it was short ribs, but I had them a lot of times, maybe 10 times.
Did
I
you
wanted like
know
Michelob and
that-
pizza.
Melissa, yes.
I was just going to say, did you know that William Shatner and Aaron were in a commercial together? I think it was a cereal commercial.
Really?
And yes.
Tell us.
Bill Shatner, I think Aaron offered up that he was in Star Trek as well. And Bill was like, okay, that's cool. That's great. But then afterwards, Bill Shatner kept leaning over to Aaron and saying, was that good? Did that take work? Was that okay? Did that work?
That's such an Aaron thing to do, too, by the way, right?
Oh my God. Are they the same person?
Oh my God.
But then, but before he worked with Bill Shatner in a commercial, he worked with Bill Shatner's daughter in a play at Williamstown Theater. So, yeah, and he mentioned that too, that, I worked with your daughter. So, yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to Aaron Eisenberg, our favorite human, and Ferengi ever, one of the coolest guys of all time. And we miss him dearly. Do you know if he watched, Melissa, do you know if he watched the 2009 movie?
I don't know. I would imagine
course
that
he did.
Yeah.
Because he was totally into all those kind of movies.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was a big nerd himself. So
And he supported Star Trek
Yeah.
all the way.
absolutely. Yeah.
Love that dude.
Big fan of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
So, sorry. Joshua Reeves says story time with Ryan. It was a short
good
story, and I
story.
told it well. Right?
I'm loving the
did.
Ryan Chronicles today. We're actually like we're getting a little like deep dive here. I love
It's
this.
great.
I had a lot of Star Trek close calls.
Yeah.
Everybody in the live chat is doing hashtag CNF for
Aw.
Captain Nog forever.
Yay.
That's our guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So up next, where were we? Oh yeah, so William Shatner, or as the French say, Guillaume Shatner. And I think in Spanish it's Guillermo, right? What do they call him for short?
Oh. Ooh.
Guy?
You.
Because there is a Guy.
Yeah, now I'm like, wait, is
Yeah.
GUI a form of that then?
Yeah, it could be because there are some people named Guy.
Yeah, there are.
G-U-I. And in French, it's G-U-Y.
Yeah.
GUI.
I know a guy named Guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let us know in the live chat if you know the answer to this question, this burning question.
Oh, interesting.
William Shatner, this is from trekmovie.com. William Shatner calls Return to Star Trek, quote, intriguing idea. Wow, you guys, there's nothing more to this story at all. Just that Shatner wants to come back and play Kirk again. We did it.
And be de-aged 10 or 20 or 30 or 50 years.
Is that the weird part? Okay.
Well, I don't know, but that's what he says.
He says, quote, it's an intriguing idea. It's almost impossible, but it was a great role and so well written. And if there were a reason to be there, not just to make a cameo appearance, but if there were a genuine reason for the character appearing, I might consider it. Problem is, at his current age, even if let's say he played 70 or he played 120 in Star Trek, right? That's okay. What would that be? That would be around like Next Generation time, or it would be around Star Trek Picard time. You could do voiceover for Prodigy.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He could.
He could.
And
He
he
might
says like
charge
he could be
more
brought
than
up.
the whole budget of what Prodigy
I know.
has. Sorry, Emery, you were saying.
Oh, he was just saying like, you could also say like, oh, his brain was frozen or his body was frozen and bring it back that way. Like
Right.
the first
In
time
Discovery,
they've done cryogenic.
Right. In
Right.
Discovery, they like revive Captain Kirk and Walt Disney.
I mean, his body is at Daystrom,
This is true.
so
Good
you
point.
know,
Mm-hmm.
you got some DNA, you've got some bones. Look at the bones.
Look at the bones. Or they could do something similar that they did to Picard.
Or just like neutral zone.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
they like unfreeze Sonny Clemens or whatever his name is. So it's like 3 guys.
Yeah,
So fun.
I love that episode.
Oh, neutral zone's one of my favorites.
Mhm.
Oh, the best.
Okay, so SC Nurse. I believe that's
Yes.
Yesenia. What's up,
Yes.
Yesenia?
Oh, cool.
She says it's spelled, okay, Guy, but like Guillermo, the way Guillermo is spelled, but without the RMO.
Oh, cool.
Guillermo. And Dave Gregory says Guy. For the Greg Kenzo says Yermo. That would be funny.
Guillermo.
War Dogheim says Gilly, like that Texas bar.
Guile. Guile. Well, yeah, Guile is like a bastardization of it that they used in Street Fighter.
Is it really? Is that where it came from? Because I mean, it's also a word.
I'm guessing, but yeah, like because it just that was
Guile.
his name, and it is a name,
Guile.
so maybe it is. I don't know.
Seems like a cool guy name. My name's Okay.
Yeah.
So
Ah.
would you guys want to see William Shatner coming back as a de-aged Kirk? But the thing is, his face has changed in
So
such
much.
a strange
Okay.
way. The
Every way
shape.
looks hot. But yes.
Remember when they
Oh,
de-aged Brent Spiner at the beginning of Picard season 1?
I thought it was fine, and they did a great job with like Frakes and Patrick Stewart when they de-aged them like a little bit for that flashback scene. But yeah, I know it is different to de-age somebody like decades.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I would have rather seen him in Enterprise, but I know he was like asking for too much money.
Mhm.
Backwards too.
Oh,
Mm.
right.
Was it like to play George Kirk? I don't remember. But
That's still not far enough back.
I don't know, but that was like the talk at the time.
Mhm.
And it must have been a time travel or something.
Okay. Star Trek 4 is going to be a time travel movie, right? Isn't it? Or is that another
That's-
Star
Oh my
Trek
gosh,
movie that's
my
going to be
head
time
like
travel?
hurts from thinking of this.
Yeah, but both of them have been mentioned to
Are
do
they in the
time
Nexus?
travel things, and so
Whoopi
maybe
Goldberg's maybe involved.
he'll bump
really.
into it there.
Yeah.
What about that Discovery episode where they were time traveling? They should have seen Kirk in the
Yeah.
Nexus.
Wasn't that just time traveling their own time? I don't know.
What?
Oh my God.
Do we have somebody that's really good with that? Like
Um,
the time travel and timelines things where they're like, no,
It gives
obviously
me a headache.
there's the that's weird.
yeah, I love that stuff. I really love that stuff.
Such fun
Like,
episodes.
the more complicated, the better, I think.
Back to the Future did it best, possibly.
Yeah.
No, time zero.
I just finished watching 12 Monkeys and they nailed it. Like,
Oh yeah.
Really?
oh my God, puzzles inside of things happening in the first
Wheels
episodes
within
that like
wheels,
pay off in
brother.
the end of the 4th season. And like, oh, it's all twisty, turny, timey-wimey. Oh, it's so good.
Timey-wimey.
Yeah.
Glenn Iverson says they did a pretty bad job de-aging Brent as Data. His face was too round. There were home hobbyist CGI producers who were doing better job with deep face. We did see that. I remember afterwards, and I was like, oh, I got like secondhand embarrassment. I was like, oh, yeah, that does look better. Oh, somebody did that at home while eating corn on the cob. It's hard because usually you got to do two, you know,
And
and
you get the corn stuck in your
butter.
teeth.
I mean, and the keyboard, but these people were good at it.
Yeah.
And then watch out for the poop because those kernels will resurface.
They'll reconstitute.
If you don't chew well enough.
I was gonna make a joke that they're a certain type of race that Eric's was, so they could have two hands doing that, and then but I couldn't
Oh,
remember
that's cute.
but I couldn't remember what his species was. What was it?
Live chat? I don't know.
No, that's not it.
Wait, who?
Oh, okay. It wasn't live chat.
Eric's from
Alien.
the animated series, and also that other character in the one episode of Lower Decks. What kind of? I
always forget too.
Somebody will let us know in the live chat.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'll never forget that again.
Yeah, exactly.
And then 2 minutes later, what was that?
Oh my God. Bob D is so
Edosian.
funny.
It's an Edosian. I remember Edosian.
Oh my God. Bob D says
I
Star
got
Trek. He says Star Trek 4 is already a time travel movie, at least a decade in the future now.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Glenn Iverson confirms it is an Edosian. Yeah. I remember it sounds like Telosian.
Yeah.
But
ooh, and you know what? Robert Kaiser has a great point, and it's one of the things that I love doing is like fixing cannon holes in my brain.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he says, you know, I mean, the whole
The
de-aging
spackle.
of Data was in a dream, and people never actually
this
looked,
is
you know,
true.
exactly right in a dream, so it was fine. I
Yeah.
love that. That's awesome.
that is true. Have you? And sometimes it doesn't. It looks like a complete stranger, but you
Yes.
know it's
Oh,
this
yeah.
other person that it doesn't even
Yes.
look like.
Yeah,
Ah,
it was you,
So
but you weren't
bizarre.
you. You were so and so. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I have corn on the cob in my fridge right now.
Yum, lucky.
Oh, I know. Ooh.
All right. Anyway, do we have a final item? So everybody in the live chat,
Oh, want to do the pictures
sure.
of the
Everybody in the live chat, yes or no? Would you like to see William Shatner return to Star Trek? Any iteration, any which way, anyhow? Let us know yes, or maybe we'll just do a poll while Anne Marie tells us what these pictures are, and then we'll bring them up. Maybe.
Oh, I thought you were bringing them up first. Okay, so basically on the Ready Room this week, it was so amazing because they talked to Anthony Tran, who's like the costume designer for Discovery Season 5. And he did, I mean, first of all, what a genius. I can't recommend this Ready Room enough. But he went through Locke's costuming and where that inspiration came from, and just like the level of detail that goes into everything on this series is incredible. But this Breen one really blew me away. And so there are little details that were suggesting Breen the whole time. I mean, I don't think it's enough to be like, they're definitely Breen, but so much thought went into this. So first, you can see like they have these like the woven in, you can kind of see it in the top part, like it's like refrigerator coolant tube material, and it's woven into the fabric. And then you, yeah, that one's a little dark. And then
they're all a little dark.
I know, but like here, so that's like the top part by the neck, those like that tubing, which I thought was so brilliant because it's like throwing back to the cooling suits. And then when you look at like the angles of the stripes, it's a callback to the actual like Breen from Deep Space Nine's angles of their uniforms.
You remember that?
Which is,
Crazy.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's just like so awesome. I love that. That's a lot of thought.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody would have reverse engineered that and been like, you know what, he's a Breen, I would have been shocked. Because that's nice hindsight, but I don't know if anybody could have.
I don't think so
guessed
either.
that, yeah.
But now that I know it, I'm like,
Good
wow,
detail.
that's brilliant. Especially the refrigerator coolant tubing. So incredible. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk about this week, everybody, shall we? Because this is an exciting week. First of all, go to the Seventh Rule YouTube channel at your leisure, whenever you'd like, and watch our full review of the original series Star Trek episode, Season 2, Episode 4, Mirror, Mirror, with Walter Koenig, 87 years old, talking about the Mirror Universe. He remembers stuff from the episode. He's talking about things that he remembered. He's also talking about things that he remembers that aren't correct. But what are those details? It happens.
But
all the time.
That's great.
It is correct in some aspects. It did happen.
Right. So everybody check that out. It's amazing stuff. We are incredibly fortunate that he is here in the Star Trek community, going back and watching original series Star Trek episodes and talking about them and sharing his memories. What a guy. What a guy. Then you can also see our full review of, on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel, The Offspring. Remember The Offspring? My favorite song used to be Bad Habit. I think that was track 2.
He's
Really
fighting
good.
that
on
woman.
Smash.
Mm-hmm.
The Offspring. We've got very special guest, Renee Echeverria, joining us. We finally got Renee Echeverria. We wanted him forever. And he finally said, all right.
I'll come for my first TNG episode.
I'll do it if you guys promise to stop harassing me.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
But like his telling of how he got the job on Star Trek in the first place was just incredible. What an inspiration. I loved it. He's so lovely.
Absolutely. So everybody go check that out. The full review, the full interview is there on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel right now. The Offspring with Renee Echeverria. Then on Wednesday, well, Falling Tower, watch the first. We're still just hanging out. See what happens. See what happens. Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Actually, on Wednesday, just go to the Falling Tower YouTube channel and watch your favorite Watch the
Yeah.
first. There's like 220 episodes or
Mm.
more. Tons and tons of stuff. There's Tiger King. There's G.I. Joe. There's a few Transformers. There's
Mhm.
Smurfs. Thundercats. There's
What's
some
your most
naughty things
popular
going on in
episode?
Thundercats.
Do you know?
Oh.
I'll check on that.
I'm curious.
Good
What was the
one.
question?
The most popular of all of them, like
Oh.
which one has been watched the most? Like
Oh.
what show made people go, yeah,
The Golden
this I
Girls?
have to see.
Now, while we're looking at that, though, at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, this Thursday, go to the Seventh Rule YouTube channel for our review of Star Trek Discovery, Season 5, Episode 7. You guys, it's starting to get sad.
Mhm.
When you start counting up
Aww.
5, 6, 7,
That's crazy.
you
Yeah.
start to get sad and go, whoa, 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 slow down.
Yeah.
We've got our full review of that new episode entitled Eriga with Elias Tufexis joining us. Can you believe it?
That's
Elias
awesome.
Tufexis. Really happy to have him. He plays, of course, Locke the Breen.
My new Discovery
So cool.
crush. Love Locke.
Yeah, so he is amazing. We love him, and we're very happy to have him. Let's see.
I'd say MODOK is my favorite. Watch the first.
Really?
Yeah, it was really funny.
So I think our most popular episode of Watch the First, wow, I'm kind of surprised by this, is Watch the First Devs.
Oh.
It's interesting.
Devs. I think
Wow.
that was Apple TV, was it? Maybe Apple
Yeah, I
TV?
think so.
It was 43,000 views.
Mhm.
Watch the First
Great.
Devs. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg and I are joined by Catherine Guerin, Kat Guerin. Actually, the next one is Watch the First Robotech, also with Kat Guerin. Maybe she's the secret sauce.
Oh.
And then also Watch the First Woke with Tamia Harper and Sabrina Wood
Oh,
of Sci-Fi
they're the
Awesome.
secret
joining
sauce.
us on that one. And The Stand was another big one. Also still in the 30,000s. Anyway, so those were the ones. But Devs wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Random.
Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Virtual TrekCon YouTube channel. We've got our live show, Star Trek and Chill. We talk Star Trek, we chill, we drink beverages, we talk about the beverages, we get sidetracked. Not like this show. We stay on point in this show. And so check that out. Then on Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, go back to the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. We will have our, let's see, our first segment review. Oh, man. Hollow Pursuits. Remember Hollow Pursuits? Barkley gets introduced, and it is hilarious.
So good.
So everybody be sure to check that out this Sunday. That's this week. Man, what a nutty week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jenny R. Johnson, will you please tell everybody where they can find you online in the meantime?
You can find me through my website, jennyrjohnson.com, which will also take you to my shop where I sell prints of my artwork. And I'm working on new artwork this week, so hop over to my social media. You can find me on Twitter at Jenny R. Johnson. You can find me everywhere else at Jenny R. Johnson Art, because I make art. And I'll be updating the Enterprise D painting that I'm gonna start tomorrow.
Whoa, Enterprise
Yeah.
D.
Yeah.
That's cool.
If you liked her Deep Space Nine, you're going to love her Enterprise D.
Because everybody loves the D.
Mm-hmm.
That had the desired effect. There we go.
What about yourself, Melissa Longo? Melissa F. Longo? Where can people find you online in the meantime?
At Walking Art Made by Melissa on Patreon at Walking Art Made by Melissa, and there's a transition going on, so there's a lot happening. So, and then on social media, Melissa Longo, Malissa, and on the YouTube, Three Fat Lobsters.
Awesome. And yourself, Dr. Anne Marie Siegel.
Just at Anne Marie Siegel 1 on Twitter.
Great. Everybody, you can find me on twitter.com at RyanTGHusk. Once again, that's at RyanTGHusk or Falling Tower, Virtual TrekCon, or the Seventh Rule on your favorite social media, but especially right here on YouTube. Seriously, go back to Falling Tower and go check out a bunch of, we got like 200 and something episodes.
And it does playlist.
Like.
So I put it on, like, it's a great playlist for sleeping. Not
it
that
is.
You guys put me to sleep, but like,
no,
I hate when
we
things
do it on
end when
purpose
I'm
to be
asleep.
boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, let's be boring on purpose so nobody can accuse us of being boring by accident. All right, everybody. It's been a great time. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Oh, let's close out the poll. The question was, would you like to see William Shatner return to Star Trek? And let's see, that poll kind of closed on me. Let me see. There it is. It says 58% said, yes, I want that. And the rest of you are wet bananas. What isn't it? Maybe it's wet blanket.
Noodle.
Is it wet blanket?
Oh,
wet noodle?
Yeah.
Wet banana was like a slip and slide.
Wet bandits.
Was.
So fun.
Wet banana was like that slip and slide. That one. Those were fun. But the rest of you are a bunch of wet bananas with no water. So when people try to slide, they just chafe themselves.
And squeak.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you to Linda Andrag, May, Borello, Glenn, Wardogheim, Robert, Dave, Kyle, Dylan. What's up? Bob D, Bob Dylan. Wow, this is great stuff. The Matt Boardman, Mr. Stock. Okay, interesting. Joshua, nice. Allison Leachhide. And everybody, Joshua Reeve, thanks for hanging out with us. It's been a lot of fun. We really appreciate you. We know that you have a lot of options when choosing a live Star Trek show, and we're glad that you've chosen us.
Yeah.
Until next time, when you want to learn all about Star Trek 2009, go tweet people. Tweet the actors that were in this show and be like, it's been 15 years, and I just want to say you did an amazing job. You carried the torch, and I'm really happy that you were a part of Star Trek lore. Remind them how much we care about them, because I don't think they get that love as much as...
Oh my God, they get so much love. When Zachary Quinto comes to my show to sing along bar, everyone's like, oh my God, it's Spock. So
and what does he say?
Sometimes he'll like say, nice t-shirt, if anybody happens to be wearing a Star Trek t-shirt, which is often. Nice. The Venn diagram is very overlapping.
Amazing. All right, everybody, when you want to celebrate the 2009 movie and go, you know what? It really wasn't as bad as I remember. It was really good. Put it on the main viewer. I forgot.